How you doing? Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Very peaceful here at the moment. We're at our country house. As the name suggests, out in the country, very quiet. All going to change very shortly because I'm about to fire up this bad boy. And rather than sit by the pool having a beer, I'll do that later. But I'll go for a ride now before the weather gets too bad. So what I want to do is actually talk about the Anakee WILD tyre in a little bit of detail. I've touched on it in a few other videos, but now I've done 2 or 3, no not 3, maybe 2,000 kilometers on these tyres. I feel I've got a valid opinion about their handling and performance, comfort and everything else on long straight roads, windy country roads, wet conditions, dry conditions, going off-road, sort of unsurfaced roads, gravel, bit of mud, bit of rocky surfaces, all that kind of stuff, which I think pretty much everyone will do a little bit of at least anyway. So I wanted to go through those conditions today, have a little ride around, talk about them in a little bit of detail as I'm doing it, and really just for anyone that's perhaps thinking of switching up their tyres, maybe to a 50/50 or even just a 70/30, and whether or not, you know, this kind of tyre is going to be the right thing from them based on what I'm about to talk about. For me, 70/30 probably would have been okay, but I went a little step further onto the 50/50 just to give myself a little bit better off-road handling, and in doing so did it with the knowledge that I'll probably lose a bit of on-road performance, but I don't think I have. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail as we go, so let's ride and talk. Okay, so I'm out on the main road, a little bit of traffic, it's a little bit windy, but it's nice and dry, possibly a little bit of rain coming, but we won't let that stop us. So this is my first video of 2022, and that officially means now, in the new year, this bike is now 1 year old. So my 2021 40 anniversary edition is no longer the latest model on the streets, so it's ancient now, it's a year old. But anyway, I'm going to continue to make lots of varied videos with all sorts of content. And on that note, listen, let me say thank you to everyone that's subscribed to me this year. So since buying this bike, it kind of coincided with me moving into semi-retirement, and you know, I enjoy making videos of the motorbike in general, so specifically this model, talking about this model, doing reviews along the way as I've had it since day one. Motorbikes in general, traveling, seeing different places around Colombia, and you know, tying that all together to make a mix of videos. So my channel went from 7 subscribers, that's a single digit 7 this time last year, and I got an email from YouTube, you know, just saying you know, whatever, I guess they send it to everyone, but just showing me what percentage of subscribers how it had increased, and it was up to about 440 or something like that the other day. So you know, everyone that's tuned into my channel and enjoying my videos, that's you know, I'm really grateful for that. I enjoy making the videos, I like the process, I even like doing the editing, sitting down at the computer for an hour or two. That's become a nice little hobby as well. So everything about what I'm doing I do really enjoy, and I'd probably be doing it even if there were no subscribers, but it's nice to know people are enjoying it. So if you're here for the first time watching this video, I'm literally about to start now, but let me just quickly say thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll promise to keep making a selection of varied videos around the themes of motorbiking, BMW, traveling, seeing different places around Colombia. Who knows, it might morph into something even more interesting. So you don't have to watch every single video I do, but like I said, there's a little bit of something for everyone, so hopefully every now and then there'll be a video that floats your boat and you'll enjoy it. So this one now that I'm getting into, sorry, that was a bit of a waffly intro, wasn't it? And I've already done a little intro there just as I was leaving the country house. So what I want to do is, this road's a little bit busier than I hoped, just go through the different conditions, specifically talking about this tyre. The whole theme of this video is for anyone that may be considering swapping their tyre out for something different, and just, you know, having a look at this just to see what I think about this one, and then comparing it to your own lifestyle. So I wanted to start with doing a main road like this. This isn't a motorway as such, it's a national road, it's asphalt, it's fairly straight, it's got some curves in it which will come in handy if I can get a bit of speed up, and then move on to a kind of city road, a kind of B-road, and then a little outback kind of country road, get some straights, some twists, things like that. Might even get some wet conditions, which would add to the content of this video a little bit as well, and then finish off with some off-road sort of stuff. Nothing crazy, just a bit of unsurfaced road, loose gravel, some mud, some rocks, things like that, and I'll just wrap it up at that point, and then, you know, you can make a decision as to whether or not, if you're on fully road tyres, if you need to change them, or if you'd benefit from going to 70/30 or even 50/50 like I've done. So you can hopefully make that decision at the end of the video. So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to try and let me just hop traffic a little bit. I don't know if there's one responsible culprit at the front of all of this, slowing everyone down. But specifically on this type of road, so what I've noticed doing long distance travelling, if I've been out for a few hours and I've been on this kind of road, the handling is perfectly fine. I do notice, and I certainly did right at the start, that I'm on 50 tyres, I'm on knobbly tyres if you like. I did feel that little bit of wobble, particularly at slow speeds, just going in first or second gear around a corner, just in sort of city town traffic, stuff like that, which made me a little bit nervous about handling corners at speed. But over the miles and kilometres, my confidence has gained. I now trust these tyres. They are very grippy, much more than I actually thought they would be, you know, for on-road use, because by going for the 50/50 tyre, what I actually did was, I mean, I was happy with the 70/30, but I thought, you know what, I'll take it up a little bit of a notch to have a little bit more off-road grip, if you like, and at the same time then sacrifice my on-road grip. I thought, you know, I'll be all right with that, because I'm not anyone that goes at high speeds all the time, so I didn't think I'd lose out too much, but I don't think I've lost out at all. So on roads like this, I'm only doing 60 odd kilometers an hour at the moment, but double this speed and even up to about 150. I think the top speed I've done, to be honest with you, is about 100 and I might have got to 170 now. I try and remember. But certainly, you know, fast for me would be about between 150 160 kilometers an hour, and, you know, just that occasional crazy moment if you're on a long straight, no other traffic, just whack it up a little bit more just for the thrill of it. But that's not something I sit at all the time, and certainly not if there's other traffic around. So, and at that speed it's fine. There is a little bit more road noise, as you would expect from the knobbles, you know, ploughing their way across this kind of surface, but I can live with it. It's not massively noticeable because I've got a pretty noisy exhaust anyway, so just the extra little roar from the tyres, you know, is not much. So let me see if I can go at a bit more speed. Hello, what's happening here? Bear with me, come along for the ride. Just trying to get to the front of this queue. There's probably a little old tractor or something, or some shitty little lorry slowing everyone down and ruining my video. Alright, so I can wazz around here. So, you know, just roads like this where there's a gentle curve, Quite often I might be trail braking around these kind of corners, and I don't notice any problems really, just going at my normal speed with being on 50/50 tyres. The Anakee WILD tyre in particular, from what I've found in the time that they've been on, really do grip the road well. You know, there's a nice line, there's no sort of left or right play as they wobble, as you would expect knobbly tyres to do on a hard surface. Oh man, this is just shit traffic, isn't it? So braking as well, you know, when you're on knobbly tyres on a road and you hit the front brake, you know, you can get a little bit of sponginess coming back up through those knobbles and feeling like you are losing a little bit of brake power. I did notice that, but I'm kind of used to it now, and I don't think there's any major difference in that as well. I certainly don't feel that it's unsafe if I need to emergency brake from a high speed. So that's probably all I've got to say about that. There's no point in waffling on too much there about the braking dynamics. Anyway, as you can see, I'm on this kind of road, fine. I'm just bobbing in and out of traffic. I'm going around a few corners. It grips pretty well. But we'll move on now, I think. I'll go and find a quieter road, if you like, and move on to something a little bit less busy, kind of B-Road. There's one not too far from here. This is now, I guess, your kind of B-Road, I suppose, with the occasional little pothole, probably more of a tarmac style road. And it may be the type of road that you're on all the time. I know I am. Oh, traffic bump. Traffic, what do you call it? Speed bump. So again, the Anakee WILD tyre on a road like this. This is nice and dry, very nice and grippy. It's absolutely fine. There's not really a great deal to say about it, you know, other than common sense would tell you. Stray dog, hold on. Common sense would tell you it's perfectly fine to do a normal kind of speed on this road and be perfectly safe on a 50/50 tyre. You're not going to have any problems whatsoever. So this is, you know, this could be a standard kind of road for most people in their daily lives. So if you're on a 50/50 tyre, do you know what? There's not much difference. If you were just going on this road and doing a tyre road test using a road tyre or a 50/50, you know, I'm not sure you'd have much to report. So I'll probably shut up now about the kind of 50/50 tyre on a B road. You can all see it's pretty normal. Here, look at this. This is a classic example of motorcycle protective clothing. Look at that. Nice pair of shorts and yoga gear. That's actually fairly standard, so I'm not at all surprised, but I hope you got a kick out of that. There you go, there's some more great protective clothing over there. Told you it was normal. Okay, so we're now out in the countryside where there's some more of these twisty kind of roads, just to see now how the Anakee III handles in this kind of environment. So after these twisty roads, we're going to switch it up to the off-road, and it's nothing too extreme. It's going to be unsurfaced roads, mud roads, loose gravel, and possibly a little bit of rocky road as well, if I can find any. I'm sure I can. shouldn't be too hard, and that should pretty much cover all the environments that most people are going to come across. So that's a little bit further up ahead. I'm just caught in slow traffic, which is annoying. Shouldn't be a problem. Ah, there's the culprit. I love doing that over speed bumps. It brings out the kid in me. So it's just loading your front suspension before you get to the speed bump itself. It takes a little bit of practice, but not a lot. 5 or 6 attempts and you'll get it. Just a little, you know, feet flat on the pedals, probably 2nd or 3rd gear, that kind of speed I was in. Just before you get to the speed bump, you just bounce, just get, you know, stand on your foot pegs, get out your seat, just bounce like you're on a pogo stick, and the upward there, as your suspension's coming up, you hit the speed bump and then you just accelerate at the same time. Simple as that. And you just coolly fly over it and get the right kind of speed. 2 wheels in the air, you land on 2 wheels, you just up a little bit, but it looks cool, it feels cool. And especially if you got, you know, 2 bikes slowing down and you you fly through the middle and do a front load bounce and they're like, what the hell was that? It's pretty cool. But you know, I think for a lot of people that's what having a motorbike's all about. It kind of keeps you a little bit childish, doesn't it? Well, it does me. Am I the only one? So very shortly gonna turn off this kind of road, but as you can see, just weaving there, a few little left and rights, ups and downs. 50/50 tyre handles it perfectly. No problem at all. You're not losing any speed or any traction, any balance or stability. Everything's fine. So if these kind of roads are in your environment, you know, don't worry about coming off a road tyre. So down here, this will turn to a bit of gravelly kind of unsurfaced road, I believe. And this is yeah, here we go. This is a very kind of if you're sitting there drinking your coffee whilst watching this, your coffee bean could very well have come from this area. This part of the country is called the Coffee Triangle. This is Risaralda, kind of includes Caldas as well, and maybe a few others. But you know, this kind of region here, the Coffee Triangle, in and around the city of Pereira, where you find a lot of really good coffee farms. And I said this, didn't I, in a few videos back, that if you follow my videos you would have heard this, that all the good coffee they send abroad. So you're drinking the good stuff right now, we're left with all the mediocre shit. So, you know, that's the level of sacrifice these people go to make a buck. They give away their best coffee. So all these little pueblos, as they're called, like a little, what would you equivalent of a pueblo? Probably a hamlet, very old-fashioned word. So these little pueblos is really, the majority of them are farming pueblos. So you know, people work in the surrounding countryside. Sorry, just pointing my head the camera so you can see. Right, anyway, let's get back to business. We were talking about the Anakee WILD. We're coming up to some nice muddy road now. Let's get down into second, which is a bit more reasonable. Stay seated. I don't see any need to stand up. People do it, but and I've been told to do it as well. I've had people in the know that have said, come on, get out your seat. Just like, I don't feel the need to, I'm fine. I just sit on my machine and hold it at the speed I'm comfortable with and let it take me through. Probably looks good for photos standing up, but For me, it's fine. If it's like that and bumpy, maybe. I think if you're standing up all the time, or if you feel the need to get out of the seat, I don't know, if you're just probably putting unnecessary strain on your legs. I'm sure that'll have an effect over time. Anyway, so again, you might come across roads like this every now and then in places where you live. I would class this as an unsurfaced road. Would you agree? You know, it comes into the category of off-road, I suppose, but it is a road. I think off-road is just short for off main road. It doesn't necessarily need to be through sandy dunes and muddy fields to be off-road. It can just be a simple unsurfaced road like this, which is prone to mud, and I've got a car coming as well, so I need to be conscious of that and not stall it. There you go, see? Lesson there. I did it on purpose to show you how to not panic in those situations. Okay, maybe not. Oh, do you know what? I was actually focusing on getting into a tyre track purely because there was a car coming and I wanted to be in the tyre track on this side of the road. And vlogging at the same time, and being of the male species, I can't tend to do more than two things at once. So, yeah, sit in a tyre track 100% of the time. Don't cut across from one tyre track to another. If it's more muddy than this, you know, never do that. I think I've got a video of me doing that. Hopefully I can find it and slot it in here. Right, assuming I found it. That was me really struggling in an area up in the north of the country, in a place called Rincon del Mar. I'll put a little clip up in the top corner right about now to my time in Rincon del Mar. It was awesome, but getting there, crikey, it was imagine a road that I'm on now. Well, you just saw a clip of it, hopefully. It was straight after a massive rainfall, and it just turned into a big muddy, slippery. You know what? And I was on road tyres there. That was my Anakee III on those in that area. Knock it down to first. Don't make the same mistake again. And I managed okay. We weren't expecting those kind of conditions, which is why we did that 4-week tour on road tyres. So that was the worst of it, but we still managed it. I did fall off once, and so did my riding buddy Len, so we were equal on that score, and both experienced riders, but you know, it got the best of us. We were both on road tyres. Actually, he was on 70/30 and he still struggled. So yeah. Anyway, so just on a kind of loose gravel road now, unsurfaced loose gravel, I guess we would call this. You probably wouldn't go much faster than this unless you were thrill-seeking, because any moment now in these shaded areas where the sun hasn't dried up the rain, you've got the wet bits. So again, sit in a tyre track, unless you want to thrill seek and go through the middle. But if it's any worse than this, whee, little slide, any worse than this, don't cut across into another tyre track, regardless of your tyre, you know, unless you have to for an emergency. Try it, learn the hard way. It's good fun. Your front wheel goes the opposite way that you intended it to. You instinctively put your foot down, you lose all balance, the revs go to shit, and before you know it, you're on your arse. And sometimes you're quite tired and it's slippy and you have to lift a bike up in those conditions. You know, it's funny the first time, but then you start wishing you had another hobby when it starts happening more frequently. Buenas. Just keep the revs down here, that looks nervous. Oh no, it was the car coming. Actually, the guy looked more nervous than the horse. So we're still off-road, we are still on unsurfaced road. It's a little bit muddy, a little bit slippy. Let me drop into second and just wobble my way through here. So the Anakee III, dealing with a little bit of mud and loose gravel, absolutely no problem at all. Let's hang a right here, because I think we've got a little bit of rocky stuff up here. Right, what I'll do, because I think the road's pretty much like this, I'm just going to rip it a little bit and I'll let you enjoy the scenery and let the video speak for itself.
Okay, a little bit more rocky here. I'll go into first. I should really be in enduro mode, shouldn't I? But you know, just want to kind of keep the revs on. I'm not too bothered about the traction.
So I've already done a video about riding modes, so you know, for the sake of for the sake of this video and how I'm riding, just think about the tyres. That's what this is about. But I suppose the difference is, you know, it's the bits where I'm sort of accelerating on straights and going around corners. I think in enduro mode you've got a lot more control. There's less kind of oomph. Actually, I'll go up that way. There's less oomph coming off the initial acceleration. But you know, once you're past that, the speed is exactly the same. It you know, the modes doesn't limit your speed at all. Yeah, I'll just turn around here. I like finding hills like this to turn around, because then the rollback is obviously easy. You're not like you're not pushing yourself with your toes. I nearly lost it there. There's more fancy ways of turning it round. I don't bother with those, and it's hard to do with ABS because the first part of it is doing like a 90-degree skid, and it's easier on a lighter bike doing the second part. You do a 90-degree skid, come to a stop, and put your foot down, turn the wheel the direction you're going, and then really accelerate to slide the back wheel round, and then bring it then 180 degrees, you know, back the other direction. It's a lot easier on a lighter bike. You know, this kind of weighted bike, for me, it's probably just because you know, I'm what am I, 5'9", so I guess if you're over 6 foot and you've got more of a you can plant your foot more on the ground and have a big bend in your knee to take the weight as you're leaning for that second 90-degree turn. I think it's easier the taller you are. I might be wrong. There's probably a different skill. There's probably people shorter than me that can do it easily and wondering what the hell I'm waffling on about. But anyway, I think that pretty much concludes what I wanted to cover in this video. I wanted to show you, you know, main asphalt roads to pick up a bit of speed, what that's like. Then a sort of, you know, typical city kind of straight beat road going in and out of traffic. The same sort of minor country roads that sort of weave up and down around corners. And then finally, you know, a bit of off-road category just to show you some unsurfaced roads, loose gravel, a little bit of mud, and some rocky surfaces. And I think, you know, that should cover it for most people. I think everything I've shown in this video is what I would guess most people are going to come across some of the time. So, you know, hopefully there's enough there for you to look at and make a decision whether or not you want to come off full-on road tyres, or at least, you know, 90-10 as they might be on most bikes, and you know, think about whether going all the way as a 50-50 split as I have on mine, or just where something in the middle might suit you better, a 70-30, and there's plenty of good ones in that category. I noticed as well when I was doing my research. But like I said, I just wanted to go that little bit extra. I was prepared to sacrifice a little bit of on-road performance to have better off-road capability, but as it turned out, I don't really think I ended up sacrificing the on-road stability at all. I'm very happy with the handling that I have now after riding these tyres for 2,000 kilometers. So that's my opinion. You can, as I said right at the start, you can gauge that to yourself and how that fits within your parameters of how you ride your bike on a daily, frequent basis. make a decision from there. So I really hope that was helpful. Like I said, I've been wanting to make this video based on these tyres since getting the tyres a few months ago, but I really wanted to have a little bit of experience under my belt rather than just saying, oh, I've put these new tyres on yesterday and here's what I think. You know, no one's going to care what I think because it was just a day of riding them, as are a lot of reviews, which is the other thing I wanted to mention. A lot of people just take them out to a quick road here and there and then you know, put them on a big chart and do graphs and talk about how great they are. You know, ride the frigging things for a few thousand miles and then talk about it. So there you go. As I'm waffling, I'm just letting you enjoy the beautiful Colombian countryside, but I could probably do that without waffling, couldn't I? So I'll shut up and this video will end when it ends, and in the meantime, enjoy my beautiful adopted country.